There's a moment after a breakup that no one really talks about. It's not the moment you leave. It's not the moment the papers are signed. It's not even the moment you realize it's really over. It's the moment when you look around and notice that you're hurting in a way they don't seem to be. They're laughing, they're out, they've moved on, at least on the surface. And you're sitting there, holding the weight of everything that just happened, wondering, how is he okay? When I feel like I'm still breaking, that question will haunt you if you let it, because it slowly turns into something deeper. Did I care more? Did I love harder? Was I easier to replace? And before you know it, you're not just grieving the relationship, you're questioning your worth. But what if I told you that what you're seeing isn't the full story? What if the way men and women heal after a breakup isn't better or worse, just different? And more importantly, what if the way you are healing is actually the reason you will come out stronger? Because there's a truth that most women don't hear enough. You're not behind in your healing. You're just doing it differently. And deeper. When a relationship ends, women tend to feel everything immediately. The silence hits differently. The empty space feels louder. The memories don't wait their turn. They rush in all at once. You don't get the luxury of pretending it didn't matter. You feel the loss in your body, in your routine, in your identity. Because when you love, you don't love halfway. You remember the small things. The way he looked at you. The version of yourself you became when you felt safe. So when it ends, you're not just losing him. You're losing the life you thought you were building. And that kind of loss demands to be felt. But here's where things start to look different. While you're sitting with the pain, while you're processing, while you're crying, journaling, praying, questioning, he might be doing something else entirely. Distracting, avoiding, replacing. Not because he didn't care, but because he doesn't process the same way. A lot of men are taught, directly or indirectly, that feeling deeply is weakness. So instead of sitting in the discomfort, they run from it. They stay busy. They go out more. They talk less about what they feel and more about what they're doing. And on the outside, it looks like healing. But it's not healing. It's postponing. Because you can't outrun something that lives inside of you. And that's the part that's hard to accept. Sometimes the person who looks like they've moved on the fastest is the one who hasn't even started healing yet. I remember when I first realized this. I was in that quiet phase. The phase where everything slows down, and the reality starts to settle in. And I couldn't understand how someone who shared a life with me, who knew me on such a deep level, could just continue on like nothing happened. This made me feel like I was the only one who lost something real. Like I was the only one grieving something meaningful. But time has a way of revealing things that emotions can't. Because while I was doing the hard work of healing, sitting with myself, facing uncomfortable truths, rebuilding piece by piece, I started to notice something. My pain was changing. It wasn't as sharp. It wasn't controlling me the same way. I was becoming more grounded, more aware, more me. And then I started to notice something else. The same patterns that ended the relationship were still showing up in him. Different situations, same behaviors. And that's when it clicked for me. Healing isn't about how fast you move on. It's about how much you grow. Women often heal through the pain. Men often heal around it. And the difference between those two paths is everything. Because when you heal through something, you don't just get over it. You understand it. You start asking different questions. Why did I accept less than I deserved? Why did I ignore certain signs? Why did I stay when I felt unsettled? Those questions aren't easy. They don't feel good. But they change you. They make you more aware of your patterns. They strengthen your boundaries. They reconnect you to your self-worth. And slowly, without even realizing it, you stop wanting what once broke you. That's the part no one can see while you're in the middle of it. From the outside, it might look like you're struggling longer. But what's really happening is that you're transforming deeper. You're not just moving on. You're evolving. Now, this doesn't mean men never heal. They do. But often, their healing is delayed. It shows up later. In quiet moments, in failed connections, in the realization that distractions don't replace depth, and sometimes, by the time they start to feel it, you've already become someone they no longer recognize, not because you changed for them, but because you finally chose yourself. And I want to say something that might challenge the way you've been thinking about this. Stop measuring your healing against his timeline, because his journey is not your standard. If anything, his avoidance should remind you why your process matters. Because healing isn't about proving anything to anyone. It's about becoming someone who no longer tolerates what hurt them. You don't need to rush your healing to keep up with someone who isn't even doing the work. You don't need to pretend you're okay just to look strong. There is strength in feeling. There is power in processing. There is growth in facing what hurts. And let's be honest, part of what makes this so hard is not just the breakup itself. It's the comparison. Seeing him appear happy, seeing him move on, seeing him act unaffected. It can feel like a personal rejection all over again. But what you're witnessing is not peace. It's distance from the truth. Because real healing leaves evidence. It shows up in changed behavior, in deeper awareness, in healthier choices, not just in how quickly someone moves on. So if you're the one who's still thinking about it, still processing, still having days where it hits you out of nowhere, I want you to hear this clearly. You're not weak. You're doing the work most people avoid. And that work will pay off in ways you can't even see yet. There will come a day when you think about everything that happened, and it won't shake you. You'll remember it, but it won't control you. You'll see it, but you won't question yourself the same way. Because you will have answered the questions that once kept you up at night. You will have made peace with the things you couldn't change. And most importantly, you will have rebuilt a relationship with yourself that no one can take from you again. That's the difference. Women don't just survive breakups. They come out of them rebuilt. Stronger boundaries, clearer standards, deeper self-awareness, and a level of peace that doesn't depend on anyone else. So the next time you find yourself wondering, why does it seem like he's okay and I'm not? Remember this, you're not on the same timeline because you're not doing the same work. And one day, the very thing that feels like it's breaking you right now will be the reason you no longer settle for anything that doesn't align with who you've become. You are not falling behind, you are becoming. And that process, it's not meant to be rushed. If this spoke to you, if you've ever questioned why you're hurting deeper while he seems fine, just know this, you're not weak. You're healing the right way. And if you're on this journey of choosing yourself, rebuilding your life, and becoming the woman you were always meant to be, I want you to stay here with me. Subscribe to Simply Chanel for more real, honest conversations about healing, growth, and moving on after heartbreak. Because that decision, that's where everything changes. See you in the next video. Thanks for watching.